GitLab shares getting a hit by investors today. A sell-off and post earnings, despite a double beat on the trailing numbers. Street was looking for more in the outlook. Joining us, the Chief Financial Officer, Brian Robins, returns to us after the earnings to talk some about the numbers and what's ahead. Brian, thanks for being back here on the show.
Yeah, thanks, Oliver. Thanks for having us back.
Appreciate that. One of the things that strikes me from the response to your guys' earnings is the commentary from some of the analysts that it kind of seemed like there's a little debate now within the analyst community about your guys' growth going forward. Some still point out that it's double digits. You guys are growing still at 30% plus on the top line. Others say your outlook was perplexing. So tell us about it. Generally, it came below most expectations.
Yeah, absolutely. Real quickly before I jump in, for those who don't know GitLab, we enable companies to make software faster, cheaper, more secure. And so every company today has to be a software company. So really happy with our 4Q results. We grew FY23 over FY24, revenue 37%. We maintained best-in-class non-GAAP gross margins of 92%, and we had broad stabilization across the entire business. So we had a really good quarter. We added customers greater than $1 million, 52% year over year. And so you can see at the large enterprises really starting to adopt a platform. And companies are looking for ways to create software better, faster, cheaper, and more secure.
Yeah, the stock has done great over the last year. You guys' stock ripped. So, I mean, partly you've got volatility after such a big rally. The other side, though, is the commentary that maybe some of the smaller customers have dropped off. Can you give us some idea if you see any weakness kind of in the general macro picture of your clients?
Yeah, so we, across all of our clients this quarter, we had very good progress. And so, like I said, this quarter we added more greater than $1 million clients in company history. We also had a great quarter for customers over 100,000. And we added 427 new base customers, which are greater than 5,000 ARR. So across our enterprise, mid-market, and SMB, we saw normalization across the entire quarter. Our churn and contraction, which we talk about as well, our churn has been relatively low, but churn and contraction have stabilized back to rates that we saw 6 quarters ago.
So that means that folks are sticking around. So there was kind of a little post-COVID churn that lifted and now it's come back down?
Yeah, what we've seen, like I said, churn is staying relatively flat and hadn't increased. But in contraction, we're seeing buying behavior patterns change. And so pre-pandemic, when people would buy from you, they'd come in and try to negotiate for as many licenses as possible. And they'd want to buy for all the projects and hiring that they're going to do. Once the pandemic hit and there was a number of tech layoffs, people were coming to you just to buy what was needed and weren't buying for projects that weren't funded. So instead of coming to you once a year and trying to negotiate a 2-year deal, they would actually come to you every quarter and just buy the incremental licenses. So it was really a tough compare year over year on the change in buying behavior.
In the conference call, you described your outlook as conservative. Can you give me some details around that? Because there seems to be some commentary too there that there's some subjectivity. Well, why is he using the phrase conservative? Tell me more about that choice.
Yeah, absolutely. Our goal at GitLab is under-promise and over-deliver. And so now that we've been public for 2 years, the beats will be modeled less than what they are historically. We reminded the analyst investors that we have a ratable business model and, we're investing in a long term. We feel comfortable with the levels of guidance that we set. And from a company perspective, our goal is now to go out and, execute and deliver.
Is there any adverse effect of the AI revolution on the DevOps business or on the software side where folks may not need a third party to help them if they can just plug in a code to a chat system to spit back more code, or rather plug in an input, make me this, and they can send them the Java or whatever? Is that a threat to the business at all?
Yeah, thanks for the question, Oliver. We really view it as an opportunity. We think that we have the most comprehensive AI offerings specifically catered to the DevSecOps space. We have 15 products, some currently GA, some in private beta, and we're making them for the full software development lifecycle. We believe that AI will enable people to make code faster. Some of our customers are trying out some of our AI right now have reported up to a 50% performance enhancement. So they're going to make more code, and the more code is going to equal more complexity. And the more complexity, you'll need a platform to help solve those problems.
Okay. Lastly, Brian, on the bottom line, when you're looking for growth to maintain at a steady level, you talk about the general confidence of the churn. Can you start to pull more of that down to the bottom line to pump up the profitability?
Yeah, thanks for that question as well, Oliver. Super happy that the company reached non-GAAP operating income positive in third quarter. We also did that in fourth quarter as well. So a huge milestone for the company. For the year, we actually increased our cash by $33 million from cash flow from operations. And so we continue to drive growth, but we want to do that responsibly.
Okay. Brian, thanks for the update, and we'll see you next quarter. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Oliver. Have a great day.
All right, you got it. Thanks for the answers, Brian Robins, CFO at GitLab, responding to a 20% sell-off in the stock. Still up, of course, over the past year, given the big run.